Greetings. I wanted to speak today about preparing today for an unfortunate tomorrow. And I just wanted to give a little update on what I've done, just to let myself know I'm not just talking the talk, but I'm trying to walk the walk as well. I'm just in my pantry right now, looking over some of the survival items that I've purchased. And just for the record, I'm still in public housing. I live in an apartment, in a high-rise apartment. And I was able to pull this off. And I'm still, not in a good way financially. As many of you know, when the government was giving out some of those stimulus checks, I didn't waste my money. I purchased some survival items. The messenger always said to prepare. We don't hope for that dreadful day. There's a lot of things we don't hope for, but that doesn't mean it won't happen. So we have to hope for the best, prepare for the worst. So I took some of that money that the devil gave me, and I bought some survival food with it. Now, just to be clear, I always keep not some food. I tried to keep, canned goods. I got plenty of rice, beans, lentils. I like the Dookie bean, which is right for my blood type. So I got plenty of food in my apartment, as it is. I could, just with what's in here right now, I could probably easily go 30 days easily. And I keep that on hand at all times. Always, always have your beans, always have your rice, always have some staple foods, just in case. You should always have that. But if something happens, and the way that this world is going, they're planning. The white man plans, Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. However, the white man, for the time being, he's still, even though his world is crashing and it's coming down, it's not completely down yet. So he's still, in many ways, in charge. Obviously, Allah's in charge, but the white man still has a great influence of what's taking place on the planet right now. So I got these bricks, these plastic. They're like rectangular storage containers. They're heavy plastic, and that's where you store water in there. And I believe each one of those containers is about 7 or 8 gallons. I forget the exact number, but I got 4 of those. So I got about 30 gallons of water in those bricks. And I have a distiller, by the way. So the water that's in there, it's not tap water. Although you do the best you can with what you got. If all you got is tap water, use the tap water. I'm just fortunate that I have a distiller, so my water is clean. So I've got 30 gallons of stored water sitting here in the pantry area. And what else do I got here? I got these candles. These aren't ordinary candles. These candles burn for 18 hours. You light it once and the candle will stay lit for 18 hours. So in case something, happens, it could be a natural disaster, or, the devil could just flip a switch and turn the power off. So candles are going to come in handy if you don't have any electricity. You need to be able to see, especially as we're getting closer to winter. It's darker more often than it is light. So I got that. I have this bucket that looks like a 5-gallon bucket, and the lid, it's got a lid that you can lift up, but it's basically like a toilet seat. You can still lift the lid up, but you can sit on it. And it looks just like a toilet seat. And this is how, because in case of emergency, the power goes off. You might not have any running water. So that's something you have to keep in mind. That's one of the reasons why I've got this 30 gallons of water just here, because if the water goes out, you'll die of thirst before you'll die of hunger. But also in terms of just going to the bathroom. Obviously you can just go outside in the woods if that's what you got to do. But I got this little bucket here, so I can go to the bathroom in the apartment. And since it's all in a bucket, I could just take the bucket outside and throw the waste out of the bucket into the woods or on the grass or whatever, and just take the bucket back up. Obviously, it's not something I would want to do, but I don't want to be in a bad situation. However, some things are beyond our control. That's why the messenger told us to prepare for the worst, hope for the best. And let's see. I also got this stuff called. They're basically like vitamins, minerals. It's like a supplement pill, but this particular one, it's like survival shot. I bought this from My Patriot Supply. It's something that you can get online. If anybody knows of a black owned company that has, these long-term storage food or long-term stored supplement items, let me know. Because I would definitely prefer to patronize my own. But I got this from My Patriot Supply. This supplement is called Survival Shot. It's basic. It doesn't have every vitamin and mineral, but it's got your basics: vitamin A, C, D, vitamin B, zinc. Just the basics. You got to remember this is for survival. If power goes out, water goes out, you can't go anywhere. You can't. If it's like a serious disaster, you can't go to a friend's house because your friend's house would be no better off than your house. That type of scenario. So you have to make do. You don't want to be one of those people that it's a total emergency. The whole state is without power. The whole state is without running water, and you got no food in the house. That's the scenario you don't want to be in. So you got to have something to survive. And this, like I said, this vitamin supplement, it's got a 10-year shelf life. So that's the reason why I got it. Because I'm hoping I never have to use any of this stuff. I'm hoping I don't ever have to use it. However, you prepare for the worst and you hope for the best. And I think from the devil's point of view, if you find yourself in a situation where there's no water, no power, no nothing, and you're going to starve to death, just say we're talking 30 days, 60 days, say 30, 60 days, and you're one of those people that might starve to death, the devil's going to shrug his shoulders, and he's going to tell Allah, is like, well, we gave him the money. I mean, they could have went out and got the survival food. The devil's going to say, look, Allah, we gave him the money, and the messenger told them what to do. So you can't blame us. That's how the devil thinks. So the devil gave the money. This is what I did with the money. You know, obviously everyone has to make their own choices. I'm just explaining, you know, what I did with some of the money that I received. You know, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. In addition, let me see what else I got. I got this. It's a real small alcohol stove. I mean, it's like this 3-pronged aluminum thing with this kerosene heater in the middle of it. It's real small, but you just put like a pot on top of it, and you light it up, and it, you know, boils the water. And this particular thing uses kerosene, and I've got like, what I got, like half a gallon of kerosene in here in the apartment, which is, I got enough supplies that'll last me for 30 days. And like I said, I got, between the beans and rice and stuff like that, I could probably make it for 30 days. You know, that's assuming, of course, that the stove works. I got running water, but if the stove stops working, there's no more running water. Like I said, I got all this stuff that I purchased. This is good for 30 days. I'll be able to eat and drink fairly comfortably for 30 days. And with the vitamins too, I should be, you know, at least semi-healthy for those 30 days. So I got that kerosene heater. I got like a half gallon of kerosene, which should be enough for the 30 days. I got this multifunctional radio. It's AM, FM, telescopic antenna. It's got one of those hand cranks things on it. So this is not battery operated. You just crank it up and the radio comes on. So you'll be able to, you know, hopefully find out what's going on in the world. It's also got shortwave on it. And it's also got a flashlight on it too. All this is done by cranking it by hand. You know, this little handle just pulls out. You crank it real quick. You got a flashlight. You know, like I said, I also got, I got 36 candles. Each candle stays lit for 18 hours. And, you know, this thing also has a flashlight on it too. So I'll be able to see, and I'll be able to hopefully know what's going on in the world. And I made sure to get matches, of course, although I do have a few lighters in here, but you never know what's going to happen. Never hurts to have some extra matches. I got 120 matches here as well. And the food itself. This is a 4-week supply of food. It comes in this bucket, 2 buckets. It weighs about 38 pounds. Now, this is considered short-term supply because, like I said, this is good for 30 days, 4 weeks. This is considered short-term. You know, if you can afford, you know, really 6 months would be ideal. Some people say a year. You know, if you got if you got the space, if you live in a house, if you can afford it. I mean, if you can get a year's worth of food for every member of your family, that'd be ideal. That's ideal. I'd say you should shoot for 6 months for every member in your family. You should shoot for that. That should be your goal. Like I said, obviously I don't have that. My finances are not where they should be right now. And, like I said, I'm living in a small apartment and a small high-rise apartment. So space is limited. But I'm just telling you this. I'm telling you what I'm doing. And hopefully this will encourage all those that are listening to not have or accept any excuses. This is 30 days supply. That, this could be the difference between life or death, surviving or not surviving. But anyhow, this is the 30-day supply. It's about 2,000 calories a day for 30 days. So it's really more than enough. If you could easily, I was in jail one time for about 5 months, and they were only feeding us 600 calories a day, which is illegal, by the way. They actually got in trouble for it, but you know how that goes. Probably somebody got a slap on the wrist. But the point is, this is 2,000 calories a day. So this can easily be stretched to double. So this is 30 days, 2,000 calories a day. I could easily stretch this to 60 days if I need to. Easily. I could easily survive on 1,000 calories a day. Might lose some weight, but I'll survive. I'll definitely survive. And this has got breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks in it. Just to give you an example of the type of food that's in here, it's mostly all carbs. Not much in the way of protein. Probably very little fat. They're all pouches, and it's dehydrated. You pour the pouch into a pot of water. That's why you got to have your water. So just say, for example, there's a huge disaster. The state is without power. The state is without running water. Obviously there's going to be a huge panic amongst the people because, most people don't have enough food in their house. They just don't carry much food in the house. And this is something that they're planning on, by the way. They've done this before in many countries that have turned communist. They starve people to death. They did it in Russia. They did it in China. They did it in North Korea. They plan on doing this here in America as well. I'm sure you've already seen signs of it when they did this pandemic and they shut the economy down. You go into the grocery store and there'd be entire shelves just bare. Nothing there. So just imagine if it's a complete shutdown. Natural disaster. It doesn't even have to be a natural disaster. Like I said, it could just be something that the devil intends to do. They can just give the order, shut it down. And you go to because it'll be a mad rush on the grocery stores. First come, first serve. So by the time you get to the grocery store, there's nothing there. There's just nothing there. You're not going to have any food at all. So this is where survival comes in. Can you survive a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks? Like I said, ideally you should be able to survive 6 months. How many of our people have enough emergency supplies for 30 days? So that's what I got. But anyhow, this, some of the what was I saying? Yeah, they're in pouches. It's dehydrated. You pour it into the water. That's why I got the emergency water. You take your pan, you put it on this little stove that I told you about that I got. You pour the little bit of kerosene, which I got, pour that into the stove, light it. I got the matches. I put the pot on there, boils the water. You stir it. That dehydrated food that's in the pouch, it turns into real food, and you eat it. Voila. And then and then take a couple of these vitamin pills as well. So keep you healthy for the 30 days, or if you need to stretch it out for the 60 days. But some of the food that's in here is like mac and cheese, stew. It's got different types of soups, potato soup, black bean soup, various flavors of rice. Was that chicken rice and Southwest rice, regular rice, white rice, mashed potatoes, pancakes, oatmeal, cream of wheat. There's, some snacks, pudding, banana chips, orange energy drink. The bottom line is, a lot of these foods, if it was, like I said, if it was my choice, I wouldn't necessarily be eating this. I hope I don't ever get put in a situation where I, for the next 60 days or whatever, this is all I'm going to eat for the next 60 days. I don't want that to happen. I don't wish that to happen. But you plan for the worst and you hope for the best. That's what the Messenger taught us. As a student of the Messenger, it's not enough to just know the Messenger's teachings. You actually have to apply the knowledge, and that's how you gain some wisdom. So I'm just wanted to give you an update there, and for myself and for others, and I'm applying some of the Messenger's teachings, and I have. I think that covers it. All this stuff I got. 30 days worth of food, water, vitamin supplements, candles, matches, the stove, shortwave radio, flashlight, the water. And I did get this book. It's basically like a medical handbook. Now, that's the one thing I did not get. Well, there's more than one thing I didn't get. This is just a start. But I need to get a first aid kit. But there was a few reasons why I didn't get that yet, because I wasn't exactly sure what type of kit I wanted to get. Some of the kits can be pretty expensive, and once again, just having the kit in and of itself isn't going to do you a whole lot of good if you don't know how to use it. So that's why I got the book. So I got to study up on this book, and that'll be one of the next things I need to get is a first aid kit. Also, one of the other things I need to get is what they call a go bag. Because you could find yourself in a situation where you have to leave your home immediately. Could be a fire, could be a flood, like what happened in the New York City area, the Tennessee area, the Gulf Coast area. It could be a World War III scenario. Missiles are coming your way, bombs are coming your way, enemy troops are coming your way. It might not even be a World War III scenario. It could just be a scenario where gangs, from your neighborhood or from the nearby neighborhood are coming your way. It could be all sort of kind of reasons where you got to leave immediately. And obviously, if you got, all these big buckets and supplies and this, that, and the other, you can't take that with you if you find yourself in a situation where you got to leave immediately. So that's where the go bag comes in. A go bag is just what it sounds like. It's like a backpack. It could be smaller than that, or it could be bigger than that, but it's like a backpack. You put all the things. Ideally, you want to put all the things in there that you would need to survive for at least 72 hours. Money, medical information, medical supplies, 72 hours worth of food, clothes, like I said, a go bag is like if you look out your window and you see something coming your way and you got to get out of there right now. You're not going to have time to like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What do I grab? You got to go. That's what the go bag's for. You just put it by the door or have it in the trunk of your car or whatever. But the go bag is just what it sounds like. You just grab it and you go. So that's the other thing I got to get. I got to get a first aid kit and I got to get a go bag. Anyhow, I just wanted to update myself and all those that are listening. It's not enough to just know the messenger's teachings. You have to apply it.